very good day to you. Welcome to Herman Manyora's YouTube channel. My name is Jedel Kabir here for a political conversation, a conversation that I hope will make our leaders make better policy decisions and informed political moves. These conversations, of course, are very simple, truthful and biased. With Herman Manyora, who puts them across in a hard-hitting manner. He's here with me. How are you doing today?
I'm good.
Today we're talking about taxes. How much is enough when it comes to, getting taxes from Kenyan salary? Kanini Leadership Forum led by Martha Karua and the embattled SG, Jeremiah Kioni. They came out, they're saying we're taking a petition to court to limit, to cap the amount of money Kenya Kwanza can ask from people's salary to 20%. First of all, Kioni says they took these issues to, I think, the dialogue team, and they said these thoughts are pedestrian. Does this make sense for you capping, taxes for the benefit of Kenyans?
No, you can't just say we are capping. No. Governments have different taxation levels, different countries. There are some countries way above us. So you look at your unique situation and say, which is the best way to tax Kenyans? When a Kenyan has an average pay slip of an average Kenyan, how much should go into taxes in percentages? You balance, you see. Today we are almost 50%, which is not for this country.
Okay.
That's not for Kenya. That's for developed countries.
Okay.
Yeah. Which if they don't, again, it's a principle. The principles behind it. These ones are just looking at figures. They're just looking at money. But there are principles that underlie those taxation rates. So that if you are taxing, if a country like Luxembourg or say Finland or Switzerland or whatever, if they tax people 60%, what is the principle behind it? First, this is a society where people have the capacity to earn good, high monies. They earn through salaries, good salaries, through business, they do well. And therefore, those who earn make sufficient money, and we can get part of this money to support the less fortunate. Okay. So that countries like Switzerland are able to give a mother, when she gives birth, some amount of, if you are not employed in some countries, you are given some relief. But you know why they do that? They don't do that because they love these people. Or because, as some people say when I say on Twitter, you are introducing laziness. Because they know not to do so is to court disaster.
How so?
These unemployed people, dying from cold, from hunger, they will come for you.
Oh.
They'll come for you.
So you cushion
crime rate will be so high, living in some of these countries will be so difficult. And that's why countries that refuse to accept that principle, that we owe it to the less fortunate, we owe it to them to give them some form of survival. Because again, it depends on how you engage your brain. It is the setup we live in, the arrangement, the economic system, the political system, and the tradition and the history. All these have combined to give certain people privileges and a head start in life. They are not just better.
Okay.
You must accept. If you are doing well, it is because your father was doing well and his father was doing well. Or you come from a certain region that has certain advantages, or from a certain class that has certain advantages. So those living in Kibra are not living in Kibra because they are lazy. Because circumstances and conditions have not been favorable to them.
So you're arguing also with those people that come out and say if the economy is doing bad, you get other means of getting money. It doesn't come that way.
Yeah, which other means apart from coming for your neck? And now, because these people think it is just money you are going for, today in this country, you walk in all the estates. Your house is a fort or fortress. Stone wall, electric fence, umbwa, security in the gate.
CCTV.
You are now a prisoner in your own home. If you looked at the original houses, these estates, there was just bamboo between you. You could see your neighbor there. How you are, Leon? Today is a big wall, huge, 12 feet high. Stima kule na umbwa na security. Today in the villages, you can hardly sleep in your house because people come for you, and it's going to get worse.
Okay.
Now, in some countries, like in South Africa, people just do things to you in the streets, broad daylight, because they think they can run that system that produces millions of destitutes. It seems it shows you do not understand. So when you see like Scandinavian countries taxing people very highly and uplifting the law, and they are not foolish. In those countries you can live peacefully. People like jogging, people like walking, people ride bicycles. You try riding a bicycle here in the evening, guru.
You started by talking about the unique situation we have in different countries.
Yes.
What is our unique situation when it comes to taxes vis-a-vis, what you always advocate for, social welfare country?
What we need is social justice. That's where you must begin. How do we do justice to our fellow citizens in a country with these high levels of unemployment? In a country where the economy is at the level at which it is not doing well, where the majority of citizens cannot access certain services? What do we need to do? So you sit down and balance and say, okay, I think we may need taxes from these Kenyans. Then you ask yourself, every time we levy taxes from Kenyans, what do we do with that money? And the answer may be uncomfortable, but you need it. The answer may be you may not even need that money in the amounts you need. Give you an example for it. You are taxing Kenyans 1.5% because they say now it's a taxi for housing levy. You impose the same on the employer who will close and go, and they are closing and going because you want 3% from every employee. The employee 1.5, the employer 1.5. To the employer, you send him home where he came from to go and do business elsewhere, to relocate, or he scales down the production and sacks people. Look at the cost. To the employee, you turn him into a pauper who is not useful to the economy. I don't know whether you get what I'm saying.
I'm getting you. Because there's no...
He doesn't have disposable income.
Liquidity too. Yeah.
He doesn't have liquidity. He can't do anything. He can't go for services. He can't go and enjoy a drink. To promote East African breweries. I don't know what I'm saying. He can't buy the things in the supermarket, he buys only things for survival. But what grows an economy are things that are beyond survival, the luxuries of life.
Having more than you need.
So this man should have purchasing power to make the economy grow. And when the economy grows, you get more people who can pay taxes.
So isn't this what the Kamwene want? You leave these salaried people to have their 80%, you take their 20% so that they...
The principle is okay, but the setting the cap is not something they can do here, neither can Kioni and Mother Karua. That will need a lot, it's a big discussion around it. Yeah, we'll have to have a big discussion, a big conversation. We'll have to look at the figures, the experts will have to advise us, and finally, but on the face of it, we are already beyond. The taxation in this country is already too high.
Okay.
It's already too high.
So let's look at...
Look. And they are still adding 2.75% for NHIF.
Yes.
What is the worker going to remain with? What is the worker remaining with?
If you look at the system they're trying to build, the David Ndiz together with the president, what is this system for you? Are you seeing any economic model? Because they came up with bottom up. Is there an economic model that you can describe their taxation and economic...
Zero. There's nothing.
There's no way you can describe
There is nothing. It's just a waste of time. What they need to do, if I was now in charge of the treasury, or if I took David Ndiz's job, and I'm not an economist, but I can take it, I'll do much better than him. Or if I was the president, ultimately that's what I should be. I would have to ask myself, I want to turn this economy around. I want this country to be a developed country. I don't want to see these slums. I want to open up roads in the countryside everywhere. I want to make this country beautiful. How much money do I need? Where do I get that money? If my answer, as indeed is what David Nd's answer is, because that won't be my answer. If the answer is you need money from these Kenyans through tax to do what you want to do, you never do anything. They don't have enough money for you to develop this country. Even if you took all the salaries we earn, you left us with nothing. We just work for you. You will not have enough money to push this country to the next level.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So that then brings the question. So how do we move this country without relying on the taxes? And then the answers will begin to come in. One, unlike conventional wisdom from some sides, some quarters, this country must do business. And there are parastatals, state corporations, that are by design meant to make money, to run like businesses. You know, parastatals or corporations are classified differently. There are those that are supposed to generate revenue for the country. So that's one direction to go. And don't tell me they never make money. Yes, they don't make money because we are foolish. Because we have never wanted them to make money. They must be useful to the country by bringing in revenue.
Which parastatals are this? Kenya Meat Commission or what?
Yeah, Kenya, look, thank you very much.
Okay.
You wanted to ask me, maybe I would not have gotten one. Kenya Meat Commission, it has the capacity to generate billions of shillings for the economy, for the public. So that instead of chasing that little worker who earns 10,000 but 30,000 unataka unyonye tax, Kenya Meat Commission will give you more money than you'll get from those taxes.
Okay.
Instead of adding 80% on fuel, let me just give a very good example. The 80% extra VAT on fuel, Kenya Meat Commission will give you more money than that. And it's not the only one. There was cotton seed and lead marketing board. There was river tax. There are many parastatals. Kenya Airways, we are majority shares, I think. All these can bring money for the country. That's the one direction we must go. Number two, we must look at the natural resources God gave us. Are we making good use of them? Are we making use of our national parks and game parks, reserves? Are we making good of the animals? Or we want some people jumping in shoe cars up for stupid foreigners? Cooks and watchmen who have come here, they have served 30 years. And they come here and we say, Modongo, Modongo, Aqua, including our beautiful, educated girls, seeing a white man. Or is there a way we can do from our animals to generate billions of US dollars? I've written it in a chapter in a book I wrote. If we were to try real life monitoring of our animals and selling it through the digital pay TV, we would get trillions of shillings. So here we are just lying taxes. If you tell me the only way you can get money for this country is through taxation, and you call yourself an economist, I will go and look for your father and tell him you should not have wasted your money on this guy.
Then talk to me about investors too. President William Ruto is on a plane almost every week, different countries looking for investors together with his cabinet secretaries. Are these investors a way of bringing the economy back to where it was
Nothing.
before?
Zero.
Why
Zero,
not?
zero.
Why not?
When you go and look for people, you encounter crooks, wheeler dealers. Any government delegation going to look for people in America, they will just deal with the wheeler dealers, international crooks. How to make dollars, including with the Kenyan delegations. Oh, come on, let somebody come and argue with me here. You don't go and look for investors. I've already told Richard on his program. You make the political, the environment conducive to investors, then they will just come.
Okay.
Simple.
So if you have
Political climate. Nobody will come to invest in a country where every 5 years people are slaughtering each other like primitive 16th century people. Ensure elections are free and fair. And elections are conducted today, somebody is sworn in. And if everybody goes back to what they were doing, investors will come. Okay. The political risk is too high. You can't get serious investors. You get it?
So first fix your political
Then people come to Nairobi. It's a dirty, it's a dustbin, it's a garbage heap. instead of being a town. Make Nairobi a town, clean, decent. Remove excessive taxation.
And everyone will flock here.
You know, in terms of you are forcing employers to pay you this, then this. Reduce those. Electricity tariffs for manufacturers. Make them reasonable. Investors will come. You don't go to America to look. You encounter crooks. Deals. Those are dealers.
All right.
You just get dealers.
And finally, tell me this. So looking at Kamwene also, yesterday you told me we don't have an opposition in this country. When you look at the talks going on, now they've come up with this petition, taking it to court. Is this what we ought to see from the opposition? And if they are continue the way they are,
which petition?
This petition for capping, taxation. If they continue the way they
nobody will listen.
Are we looking at an opposition now?
Nobody can even, no court can entertain that kind of petition.
Yeah.
If you say 20% and the government gets 50%, in a sense you are saying government should not run. Nobody will even listen to you. They will just laugh. They will just laugh at you.
Oh.
That's some of the things I say. You don't make such a stupid moves. At 20%, and government is getting about 50-something%. So what? In a sense you are saying Ruto should go home. We should not have a country, no government. Even if you get 20%, you can't even pay salaries.
Yeah.
It's hardly enough to pay our
civil servants.
Yeah. So what are you talking about? You must reorganize the thinking. Along the lines, I'm just giving a suggestion.
Yes.
I'm saying, for example, can't we do business as a country? Look, all these big companies coming here from China, they are state-owned, for heaven's sake. All these companies, most of these companies are state-owned. The bank financing these things of USSG or Exim Bank is a state-owned bank. The DG, another one is called a state bank. There's a bank. China is doing business.
So we need to rethink the whole system.
Rethink our sort of capitalism. Because the West has used a different model. Why? The West had Africa to exploit, to get resources. Beginning with slavery and these other business trades, they exploited Africa. They got a base, a gold reserve, and they have a base from which to operate. We must start from somewhere, and somewhere is to re-examine within us and say yes. If we start a pay station, some arrangement where if you are in your comfort in New York, you can follow a cheetah throughout. A lion is doing whatever it's doing. Now, it's like we can monitor using modern technology.
Yeah.
And we are beaming to the world.
Yeah.
And they are paying. Person at like this.
Yeah.
Like this. You tell Kenyans from now, there are about 2-3 countries where people don't pay taxes. You tell Kenyans, kutoka leo hakuna kodi. What? Yes. Kwa sawa. Wanyama wametuletea pesa
ya kutosha.
Lakini sisi hata hiyo mafuta mnadanganya Turkana. Hata ikalipatikana chini 3 feet. Bado mtalipa kodi.
Well, thank you for tuning into this conversation, a conversation on the economy, Kamwene, and what the future looks like.
Kamwene should not be that cheap.
Until we do talk again, have yourself a lovely rest of your day.